Hello friends, today we will discuss on the for loop in Python. Now the for loop is used to loop over a sequence. So what is a sequence? A sequence is a collection of items in an order. Like a string is just a sequence of characters. Let us a string in Python. Suppose we have a variable that is text and we are assigning the string Python here, and that one is a sequence of 6 characters P, Y, T, H, O, N. Let's look another type of sequence. Suppose we have a variable that is subjects and that has the bracket, and in between that we have suppose math, comma, English, and suppose physics. So that one is a sequence of 3 items separated by commas and enclosed in brackets. This sequence is called a list. That one is called a list. We will learn about this type of sequences or about the list in the next videos. At that moment, we are discussing about the for loop, and for that we have to know about the sequence. So a sequence is a collection of items in an order. Now a for loop is used for iterating over a sequence that is either a list, a tuple, a dictionary, a set, or a string. With the for loop, we can execute a set of statements once for each item in a list, tuple, set, etc. Let we have a code for the for loop. We have a variable text. That one has Python. Then the for loop character in text, then the colon, print character. Now if we run the code, what happens? We are getting P, Y, T, H, O, N. Using for loop, we access individual character one by one from the string that is Python. Now how the code works? During the first iteration of the for loop, the variable character will have the value P, which is the first letter in the string Python. That is the output of the string. In the next iteration, the value Y is stored in the variable that is character. And when we print character variable, Y is the output we get. This will go on up to the last character that is N. And it is assigned in the character variable, and then the n is the letter or the character we are getting as an output. And after that, the for loop exists. By the way, we see such characters in a new line because the print function adds a new line at the end of each line by default. So what is the syntax of the for loop? For item in sequence, then the colon statements, and that is the body for the for loop. Now we have a code that is looping through a list. Suppose we have a list of subjects. So we have a variable, suppose subjects, and we have, suppose the first one, math, comma, second one, that is physics, and or phys, comma, and the last one, suppose as chemistry. So that is our list. Let's use the for loop to iterate each item of the list one by one. For that, we are using the for loop in such a manner: subject in subjects, then the colon, and print the subject variable. Let's check what happens with the code. The first one in the list was math. So math is the first output. After that, the phys, that means for the physics. And the last one in the list was chem, and that is the output we are getting. Now we move on to the range function for loop. Suppose we are having a new code for count in range, that is from 1, 6. Then the colon is there, and we are getting the output of the count variable. So if we run the code, what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the output. So at first, from the range function, 1 is there. So count, that variable is initialized by 1. And then with the value from 1 to 5, the output would be there. So range is a very useful function. Let us print the multiplication table using for loop. In the same way, we have the number variable, that is desired from the user. Sorry, that must be input, enter number. Then we have for count in range from 1 to 11. So when we want to get the output from 1 to 10, we have to input the value in range from 1 to 11. Then we have the statement product is another variable. Product is equal to number and multiplication count. Then we have the print function like at first the variable value number, then cross sign, then the count, then is equal to, then the product. So if we run the code now, it is desiring a number from the user. So suppose we are giving 6. So that is the multiplication table of 6 from 1 to 10. Let's check with another number, and suppose that is 34, and that is the multiplication table of 34. In that way, we can use the for loop in Python.